figuring
Oh
it out.
shit! We better do an intro. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fact-filled episode of Classycast, where you will be learning about all the exciting ins and outs of the higher levels of competitive ETF2L Highlander
We do
Team
some Div 1
Fortress
as well,
2.
though.
We could do
so-
some UGC as well.
We could.
Ah.
Let's talk about UGC as well. Let's go wild. Let's just get mad here.
We talked
about
about
I wanna
Whiteplay.
speak
We
for
should
them.
talk about UGC.
We should introduce people. I am Ruskeydoo, and with me today, let's do it in alphabetical order. So that's you, Hildred.
TikTok.
Wait, no,
There's
it's not.
Bubble.
What the fuck?
There's two people in front of me.
Yeah,
Jesus,
wait.
Rusky.
You both got BU, but
Hi.
I'm sure you can work out the next bit.
I'm Bubble. Hi. There you
I'm
go.
Bulow, hi.
Amazing.
Then it's me.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm Hildreth. Hi.
Oh man, I just noticed this is made easier by the fact that actually the names are presented alphabetically in Mumble.
You
That's good,
still
that.
got it wrong.
Oh my god. How many-
Hey, I've started on the Baileys already, man. I'm going to be far down by the end of this.
I would have been drinking too, but the drunken class took too long. Maybe I am drunk. But yeah, we should probably actually talk about things other than the fact that Rusky can't alphabetize.
This gets better, right? At the age of 15, right, I hadn't been taught, like, which order the months came in due to, state education. So I decided to teach myself what order the months came in, and now I still can't tell which month is where without saying a rhyme and counting on my fingers.
I have to hear this.
Do you have 12 fingers, Rusky?
No, but once you get
Are
to the
you
later
inbred?
ones, it's easy. Because, like, say, okay, September, you just add, because sept is like 7 in Latin, you add 2 to that because everything's off by 2 because one of the Roman emperors decided to shuffle shit about. Yeah, so that's easy. September's like the 9th month. It is, isn't it?
So,
It is.
so
Yeah.
you knew
Yeah,
Latin,
well done.
but you didn't know the order of the months. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
this was. I could go into detail, but
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
let's,
No one
let's
gives
get
a
away
fuck.
from Rusky's
Yeah.
traumatic childhood. And what do you want to talk about first? Are we going to talk
I
about
think we should
UGC?
talk about the big roster switch up. BubbleBobbler leaving the Parrot Gapers.
Yeah, that happened.
Wait, is that all after last one we
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Been a
the
long
day
time.
after.
I left.
Oh,
it was like,
yeah,
it was
it
like
did,
10
didn't it?
minutes after because I was speaking to Hunter and Steam while we were doing it.
Wow,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Parrot,
Other than that, though.
Parrot Gapers folded.
Oh yeah,
That's what
true.
happened.
Pretty much, yeah.
Some people called this. Did I call it?
Surprising. I called
I'm-
we,
I'm-
we did
I
say
said
it
I
was the
called
most
it.
likely team to
Yeah,
implode.
even I said that. Like,
He's part of the team. Or was. And now you're our amazing backup NG.
and medic.
So
Yeah,
are we sad? Are we sad that the team that came second in season 3 and third in season 4 has passed away into the night? So
I
sad.
thought it wasn't really the same team. I'd say it was
Well,
kind of.
Did anyone give a shit? I don't really think anybody gave a shit. To be perfectly
Well,
honest.
it's sad to see teams die, but at the same time, it's kind of good for the scene because it shows now
Well-
serious teams can actually compete for the top places rather than joke teams that don't
I mean,
practice.
that was the thing, wasn't it? That your other kind of prem teams are really stepping up in terms of how much they practice.
I
And
don't
geez,
know.
don't-
I think Parrot Gapers with the roster from last season would have still finished top 5. I'm not sure if it would have been.
No, the fact that they don't practice harms them.
Yeah, indeed. But I still think like old roster still would have finished top 5 regardless of practice or not, just because Parrot Gapers could do that. But this was like a different team. People weren't speaking. Blah blah blah. It was an awful environment, basically.
It's possible. I mean, Daratutu don't practice either, but
Yeah.
they are the defending champions.
They have
Mhm.
practiced in the past though, so
Yeah,
It's
as well. Parrot Gapers
different.
literally never practice.
yeah. Last ETF2L season there was 0 practices. We didn't even practice before the finals. I mean, before the playoffs, even not the finals.
I do wonder, so I mean, you get this thing where only 2 teams drop down from Prem. If it's looking like a load of the Div 1 teams could actually, probably take some of the teams that aren't getting shunted out of Prem because, skill differences are moving quite fast, will ETF2L do something about that?
Nope.
I hope so.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think they should, because of if they get screenshots and stuff, then that's fine. But the thing is, a lot of the prems, well, Nowadays,
Yeah,
not so much,
if you
but
get a
in the
team that
olden
doesn't
days,
scrim, you can't get screenshots against them
Exactly.
because they don't fucking scrim.
It will sort itself out over time. So if Legolas survive, in order to Legolas to survive, they have to finish 6th and win a playoff against the second team in Div 1. Now, I'm not going to lie, the top two teams in Div 1 are better than Legolas. So
probably.
what do you mean, probably? Of
I
course.
don't know. There's a chance.
Yeah,
that-
yeah, that's
Every
good.
time
But I mean,
like
last
PCW,
time,
Last time it was Killswitch versus Legolas, and Legolas won. So,
yeah.
before Killswitch upgraded a lot of their team and stepped it
Did
up.
that much of skill switch change?
yeah,
Quite a lot of
they got like the public card SE flank nowadays. They
Okay, yeah,
replaced
fair.
like Scribby and Chan
got-
with actual.
I've got a new
tryhards.
pyro, a new soldier, a new scout,
Spy.
and I believe it's Mint. Do you always play for them?
Yep.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know shit then. They got a new spy
I
as
don't
well.
think Min played for them on Engineer last season.
He did. Oh well, no, I think he played the playoff at least. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I mean, if you just get someone in, if they haven't been like playing
Well, no,
consistently,
he'd
then
been playing
that's
with
different.
them consistently, but the playoff was a bit of time after the season, and they got someone in. They got Mint in for UGC primarily, I think. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
They've upgraded their roster massively,
Yeah, indeed.
and they've changed their heavy as well to someone who's done surprisingly well.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
So they changed their entire team. That's what we're basically
Basically.
saying. So
Yeah,
lose to
except for-
Legolas, change your entire team, and you go top with Prem. Okay.
But also practice, and you cannot
Mhm.
underestimate how much practice makes a difference.
We'll see. We'll see.
I
So
just
are we
crit
gonna-
killed Bubble. Hang on. Taunts. Was I too late?
Yeah, you were too late.
Are we going to? I mean, there's been a lot of games have taken place since the last time we did one of these. So are we going to go through all the games
Well,
again, like we
How
normally
about
do?
before that we talk about the lower divs? We talk about Div 2 and Div 1, because Div 2's, other than the final playoff, Div 2 is completely done. And
Okay.
Div 1 is very close to finishing.
So
only one game left,
okay,
yeah.
okay, Div 2.
Div
The
2,
the Highlander, the Jesus of Highlander himself, Smits, didn't come last.
Who?
Who? You will one day you will know his name.
I'm sorry. He's
he-
supposed to be the Jesus of Highlander. Actually, I know who he is. I think.
Yep. Everyone knows who Smits
Is he Smits or Shots? I'm thinking of he's an
they're
engineer.
thinking of Shots, the engineer.
Oh, okay. I have no idea who he
Smits
is.
Smits is just some guy who likes TF2 and talking on recruitment posts.
That's good for him. It's nice to see he has relatable hobbies.
And he played a lot of classes this season for Could Try Harder as they returned in Div 2. And they didn't come last, they came second last because
Yeah, but-
Sigma.
Yeah, that's
PA
just because the
Sigma
team
folded.
dropped, right? Yeah.
So, yeah,
So they came last, basically.
pretty much.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many points did Sigma have before they folded. Did they have more than 3 points? Because that's how many
Sigma
points
were-
could
like,
try hard to have.
Sigma would have completely gone 0-12, I think. I moped for Sigma a few times, and they were losing Div 3 scrims and stuff.
Ouch.
There we go. I mean, what are we going to talk about these? Are we actually going to talk about
Well,
Div
we should just talk
teams
about... No, we should just talk about the top end, I think. I mean...
Okay, well, basically, from what I gather, Breakfast Club rolled most of the teams that they played,
Mhm.
apart from one game against Osmos on Gravel Pit, which they lost, and apparently it was an awful game, according to Toba. Toba was very annoyed afterwards. He probably dropped a whole load of Ubers or something. I don't know.
Gravel always gives awful games. It's a fact.
Well, the thing about gravel is it can just swing wildly in either direction.
Yeah.
It's very kind of knife edge, that one. it seems.
Unless you're playing against us, it's always going to be in our direction. I did notice your team copying our strategies, Rusky. Don't think
Well,
you didn't get away with
okay,
that.
what our scrim thing for playing gravel pit was we played against High Panda, Killswitch, and SNSD repeatedly, and we just got beaten horribly again and again. But eventually, against we work out what works against the really fucking good teams, and then when we play a team who isn't quite that good, suddenly everything just seems really easy. So yeah, that's what we did, and it worked.
At least. I saw some cheeky strats, Oh, we should probably wait for that game, because we'll talk about the game in a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a bit.
Talk about who's winning Div 1, because honestly, I have no idea.
But we haven't
Div
even
2,
finished
sorry,
Div 2.
not-
I mean, what to say about Div 2? I'm
basically-
surprised Osmos didn't do better. I thought they were going to be, like, top 2, but they're not.
TLDR is Dig Deep and The Breakfast Club, which is Joe, Nickel. Who else is in that team? Oh, who else is like leading that team, let's say? But yeah, those guys
People like
anyway. They're in, yeah, people like that, whatever that means. They're in second, followed by Dig Deep, but they're actually joint first, more accurately. So there's going to be a playoff between those two teams to see who goes to Div 1. So that's about what we really have to say about Div 2, to be honest.
Interestingly, the top 2 teams are the ones that we'd scrimmed quite a lot.
Wow.
Which just says a lot.
So
I think,
once again, practice pays off.
yeah, I think swimming teams which are better than you makes you better. I'm just throwing out that crazy concept that might be true.
So Div 1, let's have a look.
So again,
Funnily enough, the team of One Punch Line, they dropped pretty early, I think, didn't they? I think they only played 1 or 2 games.
The big thing is the team that isn't first and second, the team that demanded to be moved into Prem, and when they found out they weren't, they messaged the admin saying, move us into Prem, and nothing else.
yeah, there was
Talking
actually
about-
some...
Yeah,
Spirits
I'd
in the
forgotten
shell.
about that. That's a bit of a turn up, isn't it? That they're not in the top 2 who are actually getting to play off.
Also some drama there as well that's worth mentioning, with... So,
Oh wait, didn't they lose a load of players or some
yeah.
shit?
Some of their
So-
team left, yeah.
So,
Well, like
apparently...
literally half their team left.
Yeah, apparently
Wait, wait,
Atomicus was like being a dick to. This is what I've heard anyway. This could be completely wrong, but I mean it's a podcast, so who cares? Atomicus was being a dick to Oodles, the spy, like just basically blaming everything on the spy rather than actually working out what is wrong and just.
I like that idea.
No,
blame
to
it
be
on the
fair,
spy.
I mean, you know,
No?
the spy is the class that affects a Highlanders team the most, right?
We've seen
Right?
from the last.
Oh, wait,
how
no, it's
important
not, is
Spy is.
No, it's completely opposite. Anyway,
He really needed
Oh,
a
yeah?
Flash on his team, didn't he?
He needed the last in his team. Insta prem. Anyway, but yes, go on, Bob.
But yeah, so,
Regale us with this deal.
a lot of Spirits and Shell who were friends with Oodles kind of had enough of it. Oodles especially. Oodles left, and then along with Oodles, Mookie and I don't know how to say that guy's name. I think it's like Omak or
Yeah,
Umbrak,
This
or something
guy.
like that.
some
no,
Finnish
Umbrak's
guy.
the French guy.
Oh, I don't know shit. Just ignore me.
Wait,
I'm just going to stick to
didn't-
sitting here saying
Didn't
who.
Mookie like quit TF2 or something? And
No,
say he's
yeah,
never
why?
gonna play again?
That was a
He's
while
not
ago.
anymore.
Okay,
Mookie's
just
prem
checking.
now. Mookie's prem now, it's okay.
Yeah, Mookie's very nice.
And Ruhe left as well. There was some Finnish exodus, basically.
And Candle left, isn't he? Wasn't he on that team?
He left a while ago.
He was not
I-
this season.
I do like to comment upon every person that says they're leaving TF2 never to play again, who turns up a little bit later playing TF2.
To be fair, Candle did say he was only like leaving for. Well, he didn't say leaving for a bit. But he
Whoa,
thought he
I
was
wasn't,
gonna do, like,
I wasn't
month
talking about
longer.
Candlelight. I was just talking about
Oh,
Mookie,
about
because
Mookie.
as far as I know about
Sure.
Mookie, he was like a full, no, never again.
Well,
This
he
game's
left
dead.
after you. He left after you ran Brass Beast in an All-Star game. So
UGC
because
All-Star,
apparently the All-Star
you
game
know,
was pretty serious.
that's fair. UGC All-Star games are about the most important match you'll ever play in your
But yeah,
TF2 career.
So yeah, Spirits and Shell dropped a load of people mid-season, and they're kind of coasting along. They're still doing okay, but they're probably not going to finish top 2. I don't think they can. They can't finish top
They
2 anymore.
can't. They can't.
Well, they can't
Yeah.
anymore, and I don't think
Yeah,
they. Yeah, obviously the fight went out of them because they couldn't be bothered playing anymore. That's kind of understandable. They're like the
So-
Saints of Highlander, basically.
So basically, it's between the Chess Club Techniques, Ruskeydoo's team.
Yes.
They're in second place with a game in hand against Splendid Gaming, and you're on 26 points and stacked to first place with 30 points, but they've played all of their games.
Yeah,
so
so if we
basically,
get a clean win against Splendid, then we're straight through. If we get a 2-1 against Splendid, then we have to play stacked. Sue's top. And if we don't do that well against Splendid, then we're
You finish
probably going to
second.
end up playing Legolas to get into Prem, right?
yeah, that's
Probably.
more than likely. I think there's a 90% chance you'll get into the Prem.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I've,
Well, I mean, lots can go wrong along that road. Like
Mhm.
taking stuff for granted is just silly.
but you
yeah.
definitely get a playoff for Prem at least. It's like you've definitely got a chance to try qualify for Prem.
Yeah,
It's
we're
not like
definitely
even
The
if
second
you-
is guaranteed now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's kind of the rundown of Div 1. It's between stacked and chess, basically. It depends on the results.
What maps are you playing Splendid on?
What map is it? It's fucking Barn Blitz. That's the one. Yeah.
Oh,
And again, this is one of those maps that we're really, really amazing at. We know Barmer listeners are like, we need to practice it a lot. We were meant to be playing it like just before Christmas, but then it was one of those things where like just everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and like we'd be playing without our main demo and stuff.
So you got scared, basically.
Well, if we don't have a warm-up and we don't have a demo, yeah. At that point, I've got the fear. I'm a big enough man to admit that.
Then you wildcarded it.
Fuck yeah, we wildcarded it.
Everybody
It's happening, 5th of January, which will give everyone a good amount of time to forget how to play TF2. Fantastic.
You're not practicing over the Christmas period?
We are. We're going to be trying to get some games in. From what I understand, Splendid aren't practicing it. Off the record, we've heard that Splendid would rather that we beat Stacked, so they might not try the hardest. But we're not taking that for granted. We're going to be like, nah, they're going to bring their A game anyway. So
whenever you say on record and then you broadcast it all 12 of our viewers,
basically,
12.
Don't
all
tell
12.
anyone I said that. Obviously,
All 12, including like 5 of us.
including us, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Well,
So
I think-
7.
You got to think of it like this: the percentage of people involved in the competitive Team Fortress 2 world that listen to ClassyCast is vaguely equivalent to the percentage of all TF2 players who actually know a damn thing about comp TF2. That's an interesting way of thinking about it.
That's pretty bullshit, I think.
No, fuck all. No, it's true. A larger percentage of comp TF2 players listen to ClassyCast than all the Team Fortress 2 players actually know a damn thing about comp TF2.
By a damn thing, do you mean know it exists or just know how to play?
I think they're aware it exists, but like, what was it? I was talking to Numlocked just about this idea that like 99.9% of Team Fortress 2 players, even when like he won I-49 and all that, I-52 was it? Fuck knows.
Oh,
Yeah.
49, yeah.
That was the one. I-50 hasn't happened yet. Like talking to him about the idea that
I-50's
like
happened.
I-50, yeah, no, true. Has 51 that hasn't happened yet? Right.
Yeah, you've got it right. You can continue
Okay.
with your point now.
Sweet. Yeah, like just chatting to him about the concept that like no one knows who he is. Like he like headed up the team that is probably the best Team Fortress 2 team in the world, and no one knows who he is. Like no one in the wider world of esports, let alone no one who plays Team Fortress 2, because we have this problem, this gulf between competitive Team Fortress 2 and regular Team Fortress 2.
He's potentially more famous in League of Legends than he is in TF2 if you think about it, because he's quite good at League of Legends from what I understand.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's quitting TF2 to do LoL now, isn't he?
Yeah, indeed.
yeah, he's great.
So yeah, even though he's not like a top team in LoL, there's still probably more people who know him in LoL than in TF2, which is
That's
funny.
pretty funny.
Oh, TF2.
We love it though.
Oh, I mean, geez, we're spending our time to do a podcast about this, which, how many people are listening to it? We must fucking love it.
I
Think
don't
about
think
that.
we care if anyone listens to it. I think we kind of just like to circle jerk.
Exactly,
So-
that's the level of the love and circle jerkery.
Circle jerkery. Anyway, so we could probably just do a brief look at Prem before we go through like specific games, like how Prem stands currently.
Yeah, so Gapers exploded, they are no more.
Yeah.
And then above them, there's like the next tier, which is Legolas and Suki, are kind of they're trapped in this
tier.
red. Yeah, well, it is.
Legolas have 1 point.
Yeah, but
Who does
So
they
wait,
get
have
that
six.
point off?
How
They
can
got the point of
Legolas
clarity
get
too.
out of...
So their last game is against Suki Didn't Work, which is the second to last team of the active teams.
So if they 6-0 it,
Yeah.
then okay, cool.
So
Or if they
Legolas
5-1
could potentially win. They can't 5-1 Armlets. Yeah, potentially.
Can you? Oh no, you can't. Yeah, 4-2.
No, you can't. No, you can't. So if Legolas win their final game Barmblitz on the 5th against Suki Didn't Work, then Legolas survive once again.
Wow.
Until next season, where they get relegated outright, if they even bother signing up.
Well, Jesus.
That's going
This
to
guy.
happen. That's what's going to happen. But yeah.
Well, you don't know that. Maybe they'll step it up, start scrimming,
Do-
start getting their shit together.
Maybe Chess or whoever qualifies as Prem like implodes and
They have
maybe. Who
internal
knows?
arguments. Ruskeydoo falls out with, I don't even know anyone else on your team.
Ouch.
Elysium?
At least him, yeah. The guy from the movie. And your spy.
Kazoo.
Yeah. Kazoo,
I think-
he's super cheerful. He's lovely.
You've got good players, I just can't remember any of their names.
Oh,
They need to get on forums and start flaming people. That's
Pretty
how you get
much.
known in Team Fortress 2, essentially.
I was known before I was good, and all I did was troll.
before you were good? When that
I
happen?
know, right?
Happened last
Ooh.
week.
Also, wait.
Okay.
You have to, well, no. What made you step up your game and have to remain being known because you're good is because you kind of got banned from the UGC forums, so you couldn't flame on there, right?
Yeah, you couldn't be a troll anymore.
Pretty much, yeah. I should actually try being good at this game.
Yeah. Forum warfare is just not enough.
But yeah, so standings other than that, we've kind of spoke about the bottom 3 teams, and then we had like a 5-minute bullshit talk again as usual.
Bottom 3 teams, so we were
Yeah,
on,
bottom 3 even.
we're on 5th place now.
Daratiti, I expected more of them this season. They're like,
That's why practicing is so important in this game.
yeah,
They haven't
makes you good.
practiced. To be fair, they've taken points off of like everybody they've played so far. I'm
Well,
pretty sure.
Yeah,
They
they
they've also said that
beat
they
us, and they've
also did say that they were gonna not take the season seriously before the season started.
I mean, they still
Because
have. Yeah,
they didn't want to commit.
they're still taking points off of everybody. Beaten, it's all good. 2 points for kill switch, and Suki doing work. I'm surprised Suki beat them. But does Suki even practice anymore? Because I know they were practicing earlier in the season, but we've not PCW'd them for ages. Although when we
yeah,
do,
they are, yeah.
Think
We've played
they do.
them
Yeah,
a few
we've
times.
scrimmed them a couple of
it's
times, I think.
when we do play them, though, I think Steve says, "Shall we scrim Suki or Chess Club or Stacked?" I go, "Well, let's scrim Chess Club and Stacked because they're better."
Ooh.
So
They've got the
Superb.
hunger. They got more hunger. That's really rude.
they're just better overall. You can't
We
dispute
are.
it.
It's that practicing
Yeah.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Are
well, basically what we've got 4 teams that have still got a whole load of games to play. They're all separated by 2 points because every wildcard their games and have to play them in this final week.
Yeah, but
When the fuck are you going to play those games? Because, like, you've got New Year's in the middle of this week, right?
yeah, we're playing. It's all good. So we're playing Bulow and Fanny's team in on the 30th, so on Monday.
Wow.
And then after that, Helter Skelter, loads of games after that. Because SNSD and Highlander both have 3 games to play
Mhm.
in like
We got
6 days.
3 games wildcarded against us in a week.
Awesome.
3.
It was a great Sunday whenever I clicked that wildcard button. I enjoyed it greatly. But the only team we should praise the only team who are currently sitting in first place for managing to get all their fixtures played on time. No, well done, Killswitch. Well done, Killswitch.
Yeah,
That's
organised,
it's
right?
really rare in Prem for all the games to be finished before the
Before-
catch-up week.
Maybe just before the catch-up week, but before the schedule was supposed to even be done.
I mean, obviously they got an advantage by, I think they were playing Power Keepers in the final week, and Power Keepers
Yeah.
dropped, so it was a
That
lot
helps.
easier.
Game in hand.
But yeah,
Okay,
Killswitch
so-
are currently sitting pretty. They're 27 points. They're going to be they're guaranteed in the playoffs because
I'm gonna attempt to do some maths here, right? So,
all right.
Here we go.
Highlander have got how many games left to do?
3.
3.
We've
got
So they
three.
could potentially pick up 18 more points.
So they could pick up 18, which would put them on 33. Okay, which is 6 above. So, in those 3 games, if you say were to go 2-1 on each of those games, you'd end up the same as Killswitch?
We get 12 points. Does that put us the same? I haven't checked.
Yeah, that put me on 27. Okay, so... And who are those games against?
The top 3 teams other than High Panda. It's all good SNSD and Killswitch.
That's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
With DA, SNSD, and it's all good.
Yeah, not Killswitch, because Killswitch have played all the games.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Okay,
Darren-
so it's still up for grabs in Prem. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about that, Hildreth? Do you think you're gonna get those 3-0s, which are gonna win this for you?
Well, I assume you mean the 6-0s. That's how it
It's
works.
the same
Rusky.
thing, really.
I think we're playing the teams on kind of the right maps. Because Daratutu and Barn Blitz is not as scary as them on some other maps. So I think we should be able to 6-0 them. And
What's you got
SNSD
SNSD on?
upwards. Now there's definitely we're a little bit worried about tweak hacking as he normally does.
Hmm?
I think we should be able to, I'd say at least win it 2-1, as you call it, or 4-2. I still think if we practice it well enough and play well on the day, we should be better.
Only
And then-
place I see there being an issues is if the fact that you're playing 3 games in about a week ends up biting you in the ass by you not being able to practice all your maps and losing points there.
I'd say we have strategies on every map. It's the one against this so good. Normally, Bulow, I'm confident Bulow beat you, but we haven't practiced this map for like a week.
What map is
We
that?
haven't practiced it for a lot longer than that.
Gallywush and Lakeside.
They're pretty straightforward maps, right? I mean,
True. We haven't had a good Lakeside scrim in a long time. Like we've constantly been losing in it. Lakeside did well on
Although
Gully.
we were missing a lot of the games where, and I was playing medic, so I mean,
It's true.
yeah,
I'll do it. Yeah. Oh.
It's true. Our third choice medic.
yep.
In fact, he'd be 4th choice. A sheep he could play. But yeah, so I think we can come first. We just need to good game against SNSD. Definitely come first.
Yeah, because I mean, if you get a 6-0, then as long as you don't lose any of the other games, then you're first. Done deal, right?
Well, we'll see. Yeah, I think that's how it works
Yeah,
mathematically.
yeah, I think so. That would put you on 29 points at the end if that happened.
Because I think SNSD are the only ones that can mathematically. No, wait, everyone can do it.
Everyone except Dougherty's too, I think.
Yeah, it's all up for grabs. Wait,
Wait,
could
so we
Dougherty
can
do
still be
it?
we can see first if we bizarrely win. That'd be awesome.
Can you?
I don't know. I
No,
don't think we can.
no,
I
you
think
can
that
get
probably
26
some people
points
will get
maximum.
points.
You can
Really?
still.
Wait, they've got 2 games left, and yeah, they can only get to 26. You could be
Ah,
second.
damn it.
You know, that's pretty good, right?
Second still means you have to play the third place playoff game though, so, I mean sorry, not the third place playoff.
Yeah.
The, secondary playoff, let's call it.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, so how does the end of Prem work? What happens?
Well,
So-
4th plays 3rd.
4th place third if they're equal on points only.
Right?
Really?
Is it? I'm
Yep.
pretty sure it's 4th place third.
I'm pretty sure it's the
Regardless.
same as 6s, so it's 4th plays 3rd. Then
Okay.
The winner
maybe,
of that
maybe
game
they
plays.
changed it since they've got more teams now.
The winner of that game plays 2nd, and then the winner of that game is in the final, the grand
Against first. Okay.
final. Yeah.
Yep.
So if both come in first, your reward is not playing TF2, which I have to
Yay.
say is a pretty good reward. I guess it just means that there's less chance that you're guaranteed
Yeah, I mean,
that
there's
grand
less chance to get
final
knocked out.
spot. So I mean, it can work against you if you choose not to practice.
Not only that, but you've also got to think you're also guaranteed money. So, I don't think anyone really cares about that too much, but
Oh, I'm playing this game just for the cash money and the females.
for the £1 an hour you earn by playing all these scrims for
£1
£10.
an hour. That is very generous. It's more like
Yeah.
That's
Maybe.
literally a third of my wage. I can do that.
Wow.
I'm an
What about
apprentice. So yeah, I can do that. Let's do it. I'm just going to quit my job and just play TF2.
It's like, you know, better rates than Chinese gold farming, right?
That's true.
Oh. Oh.
or
Politically
Russian
correct.
MVM
Ruskeydoo.
farming. I think
Yeah,
that's
not
the new
quite.
Thing, no?
Russian
Russian
MVM farm.
MVM
Is it
farming.
Russian?
Like
Okay. Yeah.
engine.
Yeah,
yeah.
like RFX. Freaking RFX playing MVM all day.
Well, you know, if you get that initial rush when like those gold weapons are going for like $100 a piece, why not,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's what our engineer's doing. He's playing MVM, and we're like, we're scrimming now, Dr. Kaka. Like, we're scrimming now, and he's like, just 5 more minutes. I'm playing MVM. Like, for fuck's sake. We have to play with Bubble.
Well, you know,
Rest
he
in
needs to
peace.
make a living, right?
It's true.
He has to get his new tires.
He asked me to put the money that we won for Wireplay in his wife's bank account to show him that he won money playing TF2. So I think he's definitely going for some sort of TF2 career, Dr. Kaka. But we love him.
That's going to be tough. Yeah, fair enough.
If he-
You're doing it, Rusky.
Well, yeah, that's different though, like making stuff as opposed to playing the game.
Yeah, he's got proof of concept. You know,
He has
with his
actual
bank account.
He has actual talents for make money as well.
That's
Being
like
good at
clicking
this
heads.
game is just... It's worthless. It's
You could
pointless.
transfer those skills into Counter-Strike. Job's good.
If I'd put all of this time and effort into, I think it's something else, something different.
Playing
into
music, you'd
into
still get no
studying.
fucking money.
Into studying, I'd be well on the way.
Yeah, how
Well-
would you reckon? Actually, let's kind of
Think about the amount of hours you put into TF2, and even if you were like flipping burger at McDonald's and spent those hours, you'd have a lot of money right now, right?
Yeah.
About 20 grand maybe.
Yeah, like literally like thousands and thousands of pounds. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's a sobering note. I think we should talk about games that have happened now. I want to get away from this
It
concept.
just depresses me now.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill myself after this. Last Classic Cast with Fieldriff.
Oh, let's
That's
get your
just-
suicide live on Classicast. What's
That
more
would
classy
certainly
than
bring
that?
in viewers. If we
Too
start trailing that, the death of Hildreth, that would bring in a lot of people.
Them two be happy.
Followed
Anyway.
shortly by the death
Yeah,
of Gamer
anyway.
Girls.
Anyway,
Let's get on with it.
Anyway. Week 5. I don't care about if we've missed out anything from week 4 or
How
week
about-
3.
We probably
How
missed
about
out
instead?
millions of games that weren't played.
how about instead, rather than saying every single game like we usually do, where we kind of just blag it, like how about we go for the games that actually have something particular happen that's interesting?
Yeah, just say the result of every game.
Okay, so I'll do it. SNSD versus Suki work on Gravel Pit. SNSD won that with the greatest spine
There was
performance
still-
of all time from
There were
Flash.
still some steel games that we didn't talk about. We may as well just go through them all because I mean, since
Well,
we're just gonna.
you know. Go Bubble, you know.
Okay, let me
Alright,
check.
Paul,
I don't know.
we'll
I don't know.
defer to you.
I'll check.
Go for it, Paul. Go for what you want to say.
Okay, let me see. Which games weren't played yet? Hypand vs SD wasn't played on. No, it hasn't been played full stop, has
Hasn't
it?
been
Yet?
played yet.
Nope.
Jesus. Rest in peace. Was Suiting Work versus Hypanda played already? When we-
Yeah, it was. It was
Okay,
still.
yeah, so Steel was done. Fuck that.
That was a bit
Let's
of a
go,
row.
go on to Orbit then, fuck it. So, out the games that were played, there was Dota 2 vs Suiting Work, which was a 4-2 to Suiting Work, where
Steve. That's why I heard.
yeah, Steve
Fuck
worked
well.
for them and had like an awkward interview and yep, Steve things pretty much.
And Kill Switch versus
really-
Legolas, which was on Classicast. We must have talked about this before the game of
Maybe.
SNSD versus.
No, I don't think we did.
Because
I don't think we did.
We've definitely talked about it.
I don't know talking about it.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you were here for that cast, but I think basically because we just said it was funny because it was me, Steve, and Granger Bob and Fanny, and we were taking up the 4 STV slots, and Phoenix wanted to cast it as well, but like we were there and we just told him fuck off.
Nice.
Serious
We just
business.
squatted, STV squatters basically, and it was a really boring game because that's which
Like,
obviously
that's
won
crashed.
very easily. Yeah, and then
Uh,
yep. Power Gamers versus It's All Good didn't happen. Power Gamers dropped. High Panda versus SSD is coming up. So there we go.
That was good enough.
Alright done. SSD versus Suki doing work.
Well, we
Alright,
didn't
we
briefly talk about that. We may as well go into some detail on the games. Like, I
There
mean, we
really
can.
wasn't very much. It was
Well,
really,
there was.
really
What about
one-sided.
the pre-game drama?
These what an SNSD Suki.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this
Yeah.
could matter. This could matter because SNSD have a number of minor warnings now, and one of those minor warnings was for Tweak flaming at the start of the game, because it looked like Nash and Limp were just kind of making fun of Tweak for some reason, and like Tweak just said the exact same thing.
What do you mean?
back.
For some reason.
Well, just to annoy him because Nash is 12 or something like that, and then Limp afterwards like actually complained about it. And they got a minor for flaming, which
It
is
was
hilarious.
so lame because, yeah,
Wow.
basically, SSD probably did less flaming than Suiting Work did, but Suiting Work did it more subtly, where they were like calling them friends and stuff like that, and just being irritating. So Tash and Vic told them to shut the fuck up, basically, and yeah, they got warnings for it because Lip reported them. So,
Yeah. So that's
That's a little bit lame, I guess. Is it? I don't know.
yeah, it's pretty lame, I think.
if you don't report a crime, Rusky, you're only hurting other people. You're kind of
guess.
denying them
Yeah.
a voice. You're discouraging other people from coming
Yeah.
forward.
So
and-
when Tweak doesn't insult us when we play them, we can thank whoever reported it.
Yeah, fair.
He's the saviour. He's the Jodie Foster of TF2. Who was it that reported?
Limp, I think.
Limp. Oh yeah, Limp. He's definitely a pleasant person.
But yeah, the game was just a stomp. Yeah, it was just over really quickly. There was a
But in whose
breakout
favour?
performance.
In whose
SSDs.
favour?
SSD.
No, that is a
SSD.
surprise.
Whoa. This Hilldogg guy.
But yeah, and then there was a good performance by Telesh on Spy, which we took the piss out of just for fun. But like,
Then the interview, the awkward interview.
yeah, the awkward interview, because Telesh thought we were like actually like not just circle jerking by doing all this. Like he thought we were taking it seriously. So like when we did the interview, he was like explaining his his very small decision making and acting like, what the fuck, why are these guys questioning what I was doing? Because he just stood still, like on both the rounds, he just stood still, like literally doing something. Obviously, he was scouting, but it looked like he was doing nothing. So he just kept taking the piss. But yeah, he didn't realize we were taking the piss for fun. I thought we were being serious, and it was really awkward.
Man,
So shout
I'm
out to Big
super
Brazil,
sad I missed
Glorious
that.
head admin, as the only person who realised on SNSD that we were just taking the piss out of them. It's so good.
That's
Anyway.
why he's the head admin.
Yep.
He can see through it. Just, yeah, he's got the brains.
So next game?
Yeah, it's all good versus Kill Switch. I don't know anything about that game, to be honest.
Well, we got shit on. We got completely shit on.
Oh, I was watching the stream.
Which
of
map
that.
was it?
Oh,
Which
go
map?
ahead.
I
Which
was
map?
so mad.
Go ahead.
Was this
But-
gravel?
Yep.
It
Yeah.
was on Gravel Pit. The first minute and a half were really, really good. We completely destroyed them in the first minute and a half, and then like Onkaya came out and killed me, and then like we lost all momentum, and then for like the next 40 minutes, it was a big slog, and it wasn't fun. I was really mad.
I think there was a point where Fanny got spawn killed by the demo man, and then he like turned his stream off preemptively. And before that, there was a lot of mad like, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was
Humiliating.
It was
Well,
not
I
a good-
What was he saying?
not a good family outing. It's all good.
It's funny now, but at the time it was not funny.
Anything I
But all
remember
I
was...
can say is that like Killswitch completely outplayed us, and like they did really well, and they like took advantage of every every push they made worked, and
Mhm.
like we couldn't do anything. So
Well,
yeah,
I'll be
whatever.
honest, like you weren't doing amazingly in scrims as well. Because with the next game, Highlander vs Legolas, like I was supposed to be playing medic. But I
Oh
kinda
yeah,
decided
we
against
played
it,
you
yeah.
like 4 times on like
Yeah.
Gravel Pit, and we got shit on. Yeah.
Mhm.
We
Well,
won
they
every
did have
round.
perks and stuff.
That's rare.
Although they did have mix and stuff, it didn't look very promising in the first place. So going against Kill Switch with a not very promising performance isn't the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's about the only thing worth saying about it. Everyone in your team got mad. You guys got destroyed.
The end.
No subtle talks about brilliant individual performance. Can't be bothered to get the logs up.
Did Killswitch do the new hold, which is in vogue these days? On when you're defending C, you whack the dispenser in like the far left corner.
Do you mean copying our hold? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty
Panda's fault.
Yeah, they did that. They were doing that.
I'm just changing the meta game one map at a time.
Good man. It'd be interesting to see like how teams like SNSD adapt to that. Are they doing that hold these days?
I have no idea.
I've
I
no
don't
idea.
think,
Well,
I'm
I
not
think
sure if
only-
we played them on GP.
All I remember was I was watching Telesh when we watched the game, so yeah, I don't remember anything about it other than that.
Just
They didn't
Watching
need to.
him
They held
watch
second
other
for most of
people.
the game.
I know
Watching
exactly
Netflix
where
shot on as well.
Talash is going to be cloaked though if we ever play them on Gravel Pit.
Yeah, they better not pick Gravel Pit against you. Yeah.
We have the Talash advantage. Upper hand on him.
But yeah, so then it was High Panda vs Legolas on Gravel Pit. I kind of watched it on like Kisakala's stream because obviously I was supposed to be playing med, but then I said like Kisakala could just because I didn't feel like I was doing good enough. Like I wasn't doing that bad, I guess. I think we still would have won, but
No, you
I'd
were
rather-
doing bad.
okay. Cool.
No, you were doing that bad, no. But
Yeah.
I can't remember who he played.
Legolas,
Oh yeah, that was a bit easy.
where before the game they asked me if I could moke Engie for them, and I was like, hey, I played backup for the team that you're playing against and you're official, right? Like, 'cause I thought they
Bless.
just meant scrim, but then they meant the official as well, and he was like, would you like throw the game intentionally, or would you still try? Because we have no other option.
Did you play for
I
them?
said no. I said it was a bad idea.
Yeah, you don't really want to be put in that position because, like, even
No.
if you try your hardest but you end up losing, there's always going to be that question mark.
Alternatively, if you try your hardest and you win, then you're costing your team
You
points.
fucked your own team. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's bad news, isn't it?
And that sea hold you were talking about, Rusky, was really effective in that game. So, yeah, we won.
And on one of the runs, Kisakala, like, you're about to get like a really bad time. Like they attacked pretty well, and then Kisakala blocked the point with like next to no time.
That was
left on it
actually
at all.
pretty clutch. I wouldn't say it was an easy game. It got easier because they did well to start with.
Yep.
But yeah, it was quite close, but that was a bit of a clutch moment.
Yeah, V6 anyway. We'll keep moving on up. So it was Lakeside, Dara2-2 versus Killswitch.
Yeah, and this is the only game that's been played of the final 2 weeks in Prem, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
And what happened? I think I
Wait,
watched the
right.
game, but I can't remember what happened.
There might have been some drama. In
Oh
this game.
yes, I remember this.
Oh, really?
So the first map, Lakeside, you can even bring logs up if you want to, Fanny. We might go into detail.
Yeah, Fanny, you're
Let's-
annoyed.
Detail.
Killswitch just dominated them.
I don't think the logs are actually linked, so you can't. Oh well.
But
Just search for him.
it was 3-0 on Lakeside. But the real drama happened on the second map. Who wants to say it?
I don't remember the drama. I remember
You
there was drama.
sound
But
pretty excited by it, Eldrith. You can say it if you want.
I'm trying to remember it. I'm buying time for
Okay,
myself.
okay. Well, I can do it. Okay, basically, is Gullywash, which I imagine was a kind of map that Drew to 2 were relatively maybe more confident on after they got spanked on Lakeside, because it was pretty one-sided on Lakeside, and I think they Drew to 2 won the first round.
But DA will won the map.
Yeah, no, they won the first round, then Killswitch took another round quickly after that one, and then
They won the mid fight
Killswitch
and
won the
wiped them.
mid fight and wiped, and
We're about
then
to
server
cap second.
crashed.
They were about to cap second as well. The server crashed, and then what happened was there was a delay. Then the decision basically came redo the mid fight, and Killswitch were really butthurt about it because they basically wanted Dara2 to just concede mid and second. Now most teams, to be fair, if this had happened in 66, most teams would have just conceded mid. Just out of sportsmanship. The Frenchies didn't seem to want to do that. They said something about being fucked over before. They brought up examples in the past where they were fucked over.
By
Well, I think what
Killswitch,
they
or
were
just
saying-
by
I think-
random
No,
teams?
just in general in TF2.
I think they were saying that in general, in their experience, if a round ended in that way with a server crashing, that they just went back to midpoint. They just restarted the round rather than
If it happened
restarting
against
from a set
us,
situation.
if it happened against us, we would have just given them mid, but we wouldn't have given
I
them
mean-
second.
I think, yeah, no, don't
Yeah,
give him
I mean, I
second
think
because
the
that's
thing
like
is that,
crazy,
you
right?
know,
But
The only way you can do it fairly is to restart it completely, because whenever you say anything like, "Oh, well, we wiped them at X, Y, or Z," and, like even like the screenshot posted of everybody being wiped, like Exxon was still alive. So obviously he had died at you started in mid, but like what happens if Exxon could turn around and say, "Oh well, I had a huge sticky trap placed somewhere that was about to kill somebody, X, Y, Z. I need to be allowed to
yeah,
put that
that's
sticky
true.
trap right back up in the exact same position," and then you can't really where does it end? Like it's not.
But I mean,
It's
the
really
flip side
difficult.
that is then like, so if I get our server in my house and we've just lost mid and we got rolled on second and we're going to lose last, just unplug that shit
Yeah,
and
you
we
can
replay
just
the round.
kick it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not a perfect solution.
There isn't a rule for it on ETF2L, not a clear rule. So basically it becomes admin discretion or just restarting the round. Which means...
Yeah. I guess if people are going to fight it, all the admins can say is restart the round, because this whole thing of, people could say, "Oh, but what if? Oh, but we were just about to do this. Oh, but, So yeah, you
restarting the
can't-
round is definitely the fairest thing to do. But in terms of sportsmanship, my team, for example, I would have just said, just give him mid and just play from
Yeah,
holding
fuck it,
seconds.
losing mid, that's not too big a thing, right?
Yeah,
It's,
even though they say we're going to capture fourth and be pushing last with advantage, I was like, just give a mid. Even when the round was restarted, just not turn up to mid and hold. second point.
Yeah.
Give them mid, and if they complain and say they should have second, go like, well, you can either have mid or we'll just play the round
mid,
straight. I mean, what do you want?
Pretty much. And they weren't very happy because I think in the match comments, I can't remember who it was on their team. Probably Candle, my favourite.
I think it was Candle.
Posted something.
Probably Candle.
We have, let's just have a look. From Quell, we have nice sportsmanship by the French there for not giving back mid after server crash. Smiley face, why am I not surprised? Full stop.
Oh, then Ellie Man has what appears to be a comment that doesn't exist. Then server down. Here's a screenshot. Ellie Man, the spy for Kill Switch, of them wiping with eggs on them that you alluded to when the server crashed. To be fair, they lost mint, so they were never going to capture second, were they? And then T-Mac going, Quell, how about shut up? It happened many times while we were winning mids like these, and never cried when we restarted the game. Ask Hiss every 6v6 players, they'll tell you unfairly we are. You don't know us, so please die.
I think my favourite is T-Mac's comment of, yeah, same bullshit every time. Frenchies are fuckers because they are French, ... My version is easy. It crashes, we restart like we always did when it was happening against us, and without all this drama.
Oh.
Straight to the point, at least. Straight to the point.
That's how you do it. And, so
We'll have a French persecution complex.
At Killswitch actually complained. I have to apologise to Candle. He did complain in game though, so you're not completely innocent.
Of course he fucking whined in game, like, it's Candle.
There are a lot of Killswitch people were whining, and they were like, they said we're not the people being screwed over here. Basically, they got unlucky. It's akin to the ETF2L 6v6 final. One team gets unlucky, they blame somebody else.
I do remember, speaking of this is completely irrelevant, and I don't think anyone else remembers other than maybe Hilldogg, but do you remember when there was the double heavy on Infused versus Epsilon?
Yes,
and all
I
that drama?
that.
Jesus Christ, that was bad. Well, hasn't been any drama like that yet. Yeah, so this is ages ago now. In one of the 6v6 finals, there was an issue where like one of the teams accidentally ran double heavy because they wanted someone to go heavy for last just to defend because it was
Just
like really clutch.
Make it point, it was actually, I think, the golden cap push on the last map of the tournament. I think, was it?
No,
it
was the final
map.
round. It was the final round push. It wasn't the golden cap push.
They defended it.
Yeah, they defended it, and then like Infused made a big deal about how they ran double heavy, and then like the guy who ran heavy, other than the guy who actually defended, Stefan, he like posted a YouTube video of him doing literally nothing as heavy, and they gonna have to take it back.
Well, the only reason it was resolved because I'm an ETF2 admin, and at the time I was active.
Wow.
So there was a long discussion that no decision was ever made. And the only reason it was resolved is because Infused decided not to continue doing it. So a lot of it's the onus is on the players in these sort of like controversial situations about being fair play. And Infused decided not to pursue it because they realised that it wouldn't make any difference anyway. They didn't want to ruin the game for everybody, even though it was controversial. But
unlike this example where there's tons of drama. Actually, no, Killswitch didn't say anything as we said, so yeah. We'll
I think
off of that anyway. So.
Gradually sportsmanship gets worse over time.
It depends, I think. I think if people let sportsmanship go worse over time, then it does. But if people put the foot down, then usually it doesn't. I mean, since we said we were going to talk about UGC finals, we may as well tie this in now since we're talking about sportsmanship with Stack's interesting attempts at sportsmanship.
Go ahead. So
does Bulow know, or do I have to rant because I can't be bothered to rant?
Shall we clear up who won UGC in the final first?
Killswitch won the finals in the first. So there was supposed to be like, if the loser bracket team won the first final, then there was a second final, similar to how the NA UGC final.
Oh yeah.
But Killswitch
because they're coming from the lower bracket. Yeah,
exactly. Killswitch won it on the first final. I'd like to point out as well that like on the season 9 final, where we played against Ruskeydoo and work, our advantage from coming from upper bracket was that we got to choose the tiebreaker map.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, and I said, but that doesn't make any sense. Then what kind of advantage is that? And they just kind of backed me off. But yeah, kind of lame, but whatever. At least they've resolved that now.
Not your bitter or anything, but
yeah, not like a bit or anything. I don't know. I think we could have probably won. This is irrelevant now anyway. But yeah.
What ifs of the past? Let's not dig them up.
we'll probably talk about the stacked armor anyway. So yeah, stacked. So Killswitch wanted 3 mercs because a lot of Killswitch's roster had been changed, obviously, as we said. I think all 3 of those mercs, maybe it was only 2 of the mercs, but I think all 3 of those mercs were actually players on their roster who were main players. It's just that the roster changed in the roster, like UGC has a roster.
They're on the ETF2L roster, but they weren't on the UGC one, right?
Yeah, exactly. They were
Okay.
they were main players basically. And yeah, Stacked said no, you're only allowed 1 merc. Funnily enough, Stacked only needed 1 merc themselves. So yeah, they were kind of like basically trying to allow like as much as what suited them. And they also wanted a different time of the default time, and like Stacked have been cons about it basically. So Killswitch in the end just said, okay, we'll just play with some of our backup players. No mercs were allowed, and we're playing at default time. And yeah, Deep ended up making a big deal out of it. Like I can't really go into that too much, obviously, because it's admin stuff. But yeah, in the end, it turned out to be mostly Tutorial who was whining about it, apparently. And yeah, it ended up like where the admins went with Killswitch on the decision, and Stacked played the game with no mercs, and yeah, which is kind of probably the best way.
Killswitch won anyway, so it didn't make any difference. Did they win the final?
I mean, from what we saw of it, it did, like, because I mean, I think we were playing some of the warm-up matches and people were trying to get mercs for different teams and yada yada yada. It did seem that like Stacked were denying mercs while asking for mercs, which is just never a good start. Essentially,
it depends really who you ask against. If somebody were to ask one team when we were in Division 1, a team asked us if they could use Mike from Epsilon as a merc against us. I was like, no.
That's a little. Well, yeah, I mean, it's taking the piss and it's taking the piss.
To be fair, it was Scout. It's not his main class, but if you've ever played against Mike as Scout, he's as good as Scout as he's not as Soldier. Well, he's really good at Scout. He's definitely really good. But it does take the piss. So if they had been asking for somebody really, really good, like for example, me. For example, yeah.
But I mean, look at it this way, right? We're talking like Stacked and Killswitch here, who are like a Prem team and a Div 1 team in ETF2L. You can't really say any merc is above that level because that's like the top level, right? I mean, just play who you play.
It's true, they're all the same level of Killswitch, no matter who we ask for. Whilst Mike on Scout is not the same level as Elemental Violence. So, it's certainly true.
But yeah, there's some drama there. TLDR is Killswitch won, regardless of all the drama, so it didn't make a difference really in the end. Because the final wasn't actually where the drama was in the upper bracket final, and the final was played where both teams had everything they wanted, let's say. So...
Yeah, they didn't
No
deny
way.
anything.
But Killswitch won overall, but Drew 2 won Gullywash Golden Cup. Holding
we're
mid.
talking about Killswitch. We're talking about UGC.
Oh, you're talking about UGC. Okay.
Yeah.
Shows how much attention you've been paying.
Jesus, Bulow, go.
There's going to be a quiz at the end of the Classic Cast. So you better step it up. Yeah, the actual final was a good game, because I remember watching it. They won like a really, I'd say, tense 1-0 on process stacked. They had Admirable playing Medic, which I don't see him play much Medic. Does he play Medic for the Medic?
Yeah, he plays UGC at least he does.
I've never played a PCW against Stacked, where they've used him as Medic.
Yeah, they have him play every official as far as I know, but they don't have him play scrims necessarily unless he wants to. As far as I know anyway. Yep.
Admirable on their Medic, and then he was using the quick fix a lot, and they won like a round after like 20 minutes or something, or 25 minutes, and they held on to win 1-0. That was the first map. Then the second map was... I can't remember what the second map was. Upwards, I think.
Upward.
And
Which,
Killswitch...
Of course, that was the repeat of what
Killswitch were
previous
dominating them on it. And then Lake Viaduct was quite a good finale, but I think Killswitch won 3-1.
Yeah,
you have to correct
Killswitch
me.
won. Yeah, Killswitch won relatively comfortably in the end on Viaduct.
I mean, it was quite a good final.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, we
after
kind
it,
of continue.
after it, they got into Mumble and Royal Bros getting high together.
Aw.
Emilio Estevez offering beep some weed and stuff. I'm sure that's what happened.
You can tell when Hilldogg stopped watching.
Yeah, I know Admirable was in the interview. That's all I remember of it, I swear. But that's over. UGC, they won their first place medal whilst lost out on cash money in Wireplay. Killswitch.
Yeah, so back to ETF2L again. There was a default win for SNSD against Legolas on Upward as well. Sorry, on Lakeside and Gully. I haven't actually seen why, but let me check it. Yeah, looks like basically Legolas fucked up on the scheduling. So let's open and shut.
So,
No, there we go then.
we got to the end. Wait, are there no more games we haven't talked about?
That's it.
Yeah,
There's
then
so
there's the
few
scheduled
games
games.
that happened since then.
So how about we talk about the games that have, are yet to be played and give predictions then?
We've already talked a little bit about some of the games we're playing, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
we haven't spoken about week 6 or week 7 though. They're the ones that.
Well,
So-
we can start. We can start with Drew 2 versus SNSD on BubbleBobbler,
Ooh.
because that's the week 1 game has still not been played, and
Wow.
it's apparently scheduled for the very last day of catch-up week.
Amazing.
I remember
Wow.
at the start of the season when they released the schedules, I was talking to, I think it might have been Kip, and I was saying, that game looks really interesting, rematch of the final, let's go and cover it. And we were like, yeah, oh, it's been wildcarded. And then,
It's a weird thing, the wildcard and casting situation, because if your game's being casted and the casters have made a big deal about it, you're like, well, I don't want to wildcard it, but if I don't use wildcard, which is this part of the ETF2L rule set, which is meant to, give you an advantage, like you're just gimping yourself if you don't use your wildcard. So
On the other hand, though, there's when the casters like Ruskeydoo doesn't tell you that your game is being casted, and you find out like a few hours later via Reddit, and then you wildcard the game and you get called a selfish cunt for it. That's always a good one.
yeah.
Well,
Was
still
that
bitter.
just while we're naming and shaming? Is that Gajevich and who else was involved in that one?
I think it was only Gajevich. He was
Was
the one
it?
who
Okay, fair play.
calling Duck selfish bastards anyway. This is all drama now, but yeah. It was weird.
This is,
And he's still,
this is the
he still
drama
holds it bitter,
episode,
though,
so
like-
let's.
He still holds it bitter though.
In
like-
fairness, we did a similar thing. I say similar thing. We did the opposite thing. We had to play After Dark on
Oh, that game.
in Wireplay, being casted, and then like more than I thought, like just couldn't play that day. I was like, well, it's getting casted, and this is a week after obviously what happened to you, and I was kind of like, I thought, well, don't really want to piss them off anymore, so I just played it, and then we got shit on. And,
Yeah,
like,
you got shit on by a team that you probably would have won against as well. So,
yeah,
but I mean,
should
did they
have
actually
won.
warn you though? Like, did they warn you because they didn't want us? Like, we just found out like
Oh yeah, no, we knew in advance, which is why it was a
we
decision.
didn't.
And then, but it all worked out in the end, given that we won Wireplay that season. Just saying.
before anybody good joined, yeah. Just saying.
Killswitch were there. We beat Killswitch in the final. Killswitch,
Really?
current best team in Europe. Just saying.
Yeah, but
Probably
Just
best team in Europe.
the games haven't happened yet, man.
Currently. Anyway, back on
Statistically,
track.
statistically,
Are we
the
going?
best
Who are we
team
going
in
to
Europe.
say? Who's going to win? Drew 2 or SNSD? Who's going to win?
SNSD.
SNSD practice, Taraduti don't. It is a bit controversial because it's a rematch. I'll tell you what, there is some bad blood between those teams from the fact that they were the team that ended SNSD's long unbeaten streak in Europe. European Highlander. Oh god, I got punched in this pub. But there is some drama. I think after the Wireplay final, this was completely random. There was a Vanilla TV post about the Wireplay final being casted between us and Daratutu. We lost the first round, then we came back and we won the next two. And after it, because the final for last season, SSD-DA, that ended up, that was one round per payload map, and Daratutu won both rounds. So they basically play 2 rounds on 2 maps and won.
Mm-hmm.
And Kada said something on the comments on the vanilla thread, something like Daratutu, it's very hard, isn't it, when you have to play best of 3 or something like that.
Ouch.
And K3 responded, and I can't remember quite exactly what happened. But I think there's some bad blood there. This discussion's happened before on ETF2L forum. K3 and Kadis not seeing eye to eye.
I kind of agree though. Like best of 1 like that is retarded.
Yeah, it's
like,
not right.
When we played against Daratutu, like we like cheesed out this like when we played against them in the playoffs with Gapers, I mean, like last ETF12 season, the one where Daratutu won. We like cheesed them so badly on upward. Like we were losing really badly, but somehow we managed to pull off like a really quick cap, like 5 seconds left, and so we ended up playing 3 maps because of that. So I understand where they're coming from. I mean, I got the better side of that, but still.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it doesn't stop the fact that DA were better than them in those 2 rounds.
Yeah, it's true.
But I think there's going to be some maybe drama. Do you predict drama? How does it rate on the drama scale, Rusky? On the drama meter.
I don't think it's going to explode on the drama meter. I mean, something good could happen, but they I mean, they care, but it's not like their main thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this was a Sixers match, there'd probably be more drama.
Right, well, maybe.
Maybe. Do you reckon? Is that? I don't want to get in this whole like.
But if you got to think about the Sixers, the Frenchies are not the best in Europe at Sixers.
Yeah, maybe.
To be fair, neither are the Steve people, although they're certainly higher level in Sixers.
Is Cadus not still kind of at the top?
He is, but not
he's
the
at
best.
the top, but he's not the best. Like Numlocked is obviously the best. Well, was obviously the best.
Was. But maybe he is now, right?
I mean, to put it into perspective, Cadus' team lost to my team in 1 map in 6v6, so...
Wow, so they must suck, is what you're saying.
Say anything? Maybe we're just really good. We came 7th. We're like a Suki doing work. Of Sixes.
Whammy, ouch.
But yeah.
Okay.
But I think SNSD will win because they practice, but I think DA might take off a round, so it might be 4-2.
Yeah,
I can't see that much drama happening if, like, say, okay, right, to have drama, both teams have to be scrimming hard and really giving a fuck about it.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think
DA have to be invested, and the thing is, if DA lose against Highlander before and the match beforehand, like, they have literally nothing to play for.
Like, with the Kill Switch drama, that came from Kill Switch, who are tryharding it, which I approve of. Tryharding is not a bad thing. But the idea I got from Daratutu was just a bit like, nah, whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is that, like,
well, if they didn't care, they would have just given them mid.
Cadus has these binds that he always spams out against Daratutu about like using translators and stuff like that. Like I don't remember what they are exactly, but yeah. And then they always like, from my experience,
I have to use Traductor.
Traductor, yes.
Yeah.
And from my experience, like the Frenchies always get really fucking mad when he spams them. So I don't know. There could be drama, maybe. It's pretty funny.
Let's look out for that.
And to be fair, the Frenchies got mad against us in one of our earliest scrims when Team France were playing.
That wasn't even a scrim. That was a mix. Like I was playing in that mix with you. It was me, you, Steve, and like a bunch of Div 3 players.
Yeah, and we beat them on upwards. And Steve was changed his name to something like "Go USA."
No,
it
wasn't even that. Like, this was like he did that afterwards. Like Steve like typed a smiley face after he killed T-Mac, their soldier.
And T-Mac got mad.
And T-Mac flamed him for like, being a script kiddie and saying that he was using scripts to play Pyro and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, and then when we scrimmed DA, it was on the night of USA v France, and Steve changed his name to Go USA, and they got mad. So I don't know. Maybe they just get mad over small things.
Really? Yeah, no, true. This is competitive Team Fortress 2. There is always the possibility to people to flip their shit and get wound up about stupid shit, right?
It's true.
It's true.
Let us never discount that.
In before Ruskeydoo when we played chess clubs next, raging at me.
Yeah, man, I'll just be flipping out like, oh my god. Nah. The only time I rage is when I'm sucking in a game. You know, sometimes you play those games and like you just can't get shit right. That's when I rage. I'm like, But it's, you know, it's an internalized raging. You know.
Shall we go on to the next game?
Yeah, we can.
Well, the next game is yet to be played in terms of weekly fixtures, whatever, is Highlander versus SSD on Upward, and we've kind of covered that one already.
Predictions
Sort of
that
covered
maybe.
that.
I'm predicting High Panda 2-0, probably. Could be 2-1, I guess, but I don't think it will be. Anyone else? Or am I just going to say my prediction and that's it?
I don't know. I'd give it to High Panda, but not by a huge margin.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it could be a 2-0, both close games, definitely.
Yeah, okay with that. Be alright?
Okay, I'm guessing Hildreth is abstaining from commenting, obviously, because it's kind of lame.
I'd say High Panda
Oh, yeah.
win, but it will be close because
I don't want to call it.
Not only that, but also
everybody knows how to play that.
Also, the practice could be a factor. Like the lack of practice for Panda could be a factor with like 3 games in a week. So
it's true. The Christmas factor. Loads of people away, not being able to practice properly.
Next game is High Panda versus It's All Good on Lakeside and Gollywash. Oh boy.
I'll abstain again. Do I have to say Lakeside? I'm a little worried about.
See,
you can check shit. You don't care.
I'm going to throw it out there that It's All Good are an erratic team. They can play spectacularly, but then they can also tank hard. Nah. Like, right, when Fanny's on form, when Lazy Bear's like hitting all the shots, that's a fearsome
When
lineup.
Bulow's doing his best not to
When
be bad
Bulow's
for a
just,
change.
you know.
It's so good they're a team that rely on their flank a lot to make things happen.
Also, like, if motherfucking Inso manages to go huge, like,
Yeah.
he can really turn games around. When he's like just flying and getting all those stabs in, he's outrageous.
And this is also a 5 CPN King of the Hill map where Big Lenny can be big.
Big Lenny won't be playing.
Premiership.
Lenny had a rage at TF2 about 2 2 weeks ago and hasn't been seen since.
When's he going to be back?
Has he
I've
quit
been
TFT for
playing,
good?
I've been playing pub with him at like 3 AM every night.
No,
Then he
Lenny
got
just...
mad when like I said
gets
that.
mad.
He might have got mad when I said like Ambassador was OP. Like he got really mad when I said that. Like on like I was playing.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
if there's one thing Lenny we can talk about for hours, it's weapons balance.
Yeah.
But actually, yeah, we don't really know who he's going to be playing because like Niak, our down man, has disappeared. Like, hasn't been online
That's true.
for like literally 2 or 3 weeks, and it hasn't been the first time that he's done that. So we don't know all about that. And yeah, be interesting.
Well,
When we did a scrim against you on Barn Blitz and Upward, Joe played pretty well, I have to say. Like, he did suicides.
on Tuesday he didn't play so well though, from what I remember at least. Although that was a kind
He
of
was just
crushing defeat
jumping
in
in
the first
and
place.
like killing 3 people. I was like, these are the more effective suicides than Cadus.
Indicators.
To be fair, it always is because he's quite predictable, Cadus, what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But Joe,
remember-
you don't know Joe.
I remember watching USA versus was it USA versus England, or was it like? Oh no, it was the show match Guinea versus SNSD, and Cadus did his what most people call like the Cadus suicide on Bad Bottle, where you jump behind them to like second, and then you jump back in from behind because you have a better angle that way, and yeah, the USA Dimmerman sticky trapped where he was jumping to the first time and just to the sticky trap when he did that and killed him.
That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious.
I remember that. And
That's
when
so good.
I was on TS at the time they did the first one, and when they were practicing, they were talking about what he's going to do. So it still worked against them, which was weird. But
Well-
it's kind of predictable now. It was amazing a few seasons ago, and it's just Joe. I can't like predict what he's going to do because I don't know how he plays.
Yeah,
And
true.
Mookie played super well as well.
Yeah, Mookie's really good. That's true. He's one
Apparently,
of the top.
Mookie very much like did a whole lot of stuff for us on offense, and then I asked him like, because I he's a soldier. I didn't really care what he was doing during the game. I didn't really pay attention to it. So I then looked at the logs and saw like Mookie had like top damage for us. I was like, Mookie, what did you do? He said, I watched what Zoom did last season and just copied what Zoom did,
Fair.
which is just like so. There we go. That's how you do it. Just do what
So
Zoom
that's
did.
what you need to do to be good. You have to copy all of our team strategies and players. Because Furbo was complaining that Solid or Scout in that game was copying him.
That was
What?
Zoom for his
What?
colony
Right.
days, though, right? I mean,
True.
What In what way was he copying him? Was he pressing W and jumping and shooting
Being a
people?
scout.
No, using going bonk and going behind barn blitz.
That's like what Denia did though. Like Denia, if you remember, like last UGC, well, you don't obviously, Hodred, but like last UGC season or maybe the season before, like Denia was playing scout for Mr.
Yeah.
Wong's. No, Mr. Wong's, I think.
I don't follow UGC Europe. You know this. It's a joke league.
Yeah.
Until Killswitch
Especially
won
when
it.
But yeah, he was running bonk the entire time during the season. Like he would constantly, every single life, he'd be bonking behind, regardless of the map or anything about it. It's pretty funny.
Have we tailed off again from High Panda versus It's All Good?
Yeah, basically,
I don't even know
it
what
could
we're
be
talking about.
interesting. If we play well, it could be interesting. Otherwise, we might just get shit on, and like we won't care, and we'll get mad at each other.
We'll see. We'll see
It's
what
a
happens.
possibility. Yeah,
So yeah,
we
week
haven't
7.
really played. We obviously we won Wireplay on Gullywash, even though Gullywash is historically a completely awful map for us. So who knows? Maybe we will play up again this week. Awesome. Relive the glory days.
When I was drunk the other day, by the way, this is relevant because I'm like all of us are playing pub while we're talking, but yeah, I name tagged my Widowmaker. Like I wasted a name tag just to rename it the exact same thing it is. So yeah, that was
Why?
interesting. I don't know.
Why is that relevant?
Just because I was looking at it now.
Extremely
It's role playing.
relevant to what's going on between It's All Good and High Panda. I
Well,
get it.
we already talked about that, and nobody wants to move on. So I thought I'd break the ice,
Yeah.
talk random bullshit.
Alright, let's just see. Next game's 2-2 versus. Oh, it's High Panda again.
Yeah,
Huge
we
difference
have a
in
lot of
Highlander.
games because
On bottom
people
bit.
keep wildcarding against us. They're just trying to delay the inevitable. That's what I think. By
Just putting
time,
the pressure on you. Pressure cooker. Can you deal
then,
with it? Can you
and then
deal with
eventually
games
we're gonna just all rage quit Highlander and you give you a default win. I see the plan.
Kind
That's easy
of,
versus
must be
Highlander.
rubbing my hands together. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm doing that.
32 versus High Panda on Bomb Blitz.
I'm pretty confident about that.
I'm pretty confident that Highlander ought to win that one.
But even when we've played badly and struggled, we still won our PCWs. It's all good. Hello.
Yeah, they marginally beat us whenever we had like 4 ringers, but it's okay. They did well. Good. It's a good, solid performance. Yeah, I just don't know, like, because 2-2 haven't played Barmblitz in a while, you know. So.
Since well, it's not the same team, but it's most of the same team. Since they played USA, well, the
Yeah.
majority of them played USA.
Yep. But yeah, so kind of like that one's not really. There's not much to say. Like we can't really even blag for that one for like 20 minutes. So next one would be Legolas versus Sukunin Work, which is the decider on who has to play the relegation playoff, basically. Because if Sukunin Work wins 6-0, or if they win 5-1,
Yeah. 4-2.
then 4-2. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, if they win 6-0, then they can be in like the chance of not having to play a relegation playoff.
I don't think Suki doing work will like lose 6-0. I think it's
Yeah, I don't think they could. I think, but I don't think they will.
the 4-2 is against them is the worst they're going to do. So 2-4.
If Suki
It seems
get around,
unlikely,
if
doesn't
Suki
it?
get around, then Suki are safe. Like that's all it is
Yeah.
to it, and like that's all they need. They only need one because they can't get any higher up the table than they are now. So
Now Legolas are historically not good on this map because they lost to Killswitch in the Div 1 playoffs last season, and then proceeded to roll Lakeside and the other 5CP map, probably Gully. So I can't really see Suki not,
winning
Yeah.
this, yeah.
at least getting enough points to survive.
So yeah, then the last game of the season will be It's All Good versus SSD. It's not actually the last game of the season because obviously this isn't in chronological order.
like
It's just in
5
the order
games
we're reading
taking
them.
place on the last day, on the
Yeah,
last day. But
exactly. Yeah. So what do you think? I'll ask you first, Billy, since you're actually playing it.
Yeah. Could go either way. That's all I can say. That's all I'm going to say at this point.
Wow, Jesus, you lamer. Can I say something a bit more than that? Like, at least just, cause some drama. Cause
What
some
are the
drama.
maps? SSD versus.
Barblets.
Oh,
SSD versus It's All Good Barblets.
I don't
I think
think.
it's an interesting match. I don't think it's going to be a whitewash.
Honestly, I think SSD played against them. Their worst maps are definitely like Barn Blitz, Steel. I think it's going to be their worst maps. I can't remember if we've ever PCW'd them on Barn Blitz. I think we have once, but they're not a map I'd say they're definitely strong at. So
My prediction would be it's going to be down to the third point, and SNSD are going to do a very aggressive hold of third, and it's going to come down to whether they do that well or whether they get wiped, and it's all going to take it. That's what I reckon.
I don't know. Well, I've worked for... This is ages ago now, but I worked for SNC a few times as NG on Bumblets, and when they used to play it, they wouldn't hold third so much, they would be focusing on last a lot more.
Really?
And their left hold was good, but...
That's like back in the day when that was like in vogue. People have kind of worked out how to hold third now, and it's actually a pretty big hold.
I mean, there's been other places where... I can't think of a good example now, but there's been other places where SNC haven't, adapted, let's say, or, moved on. I think maybe it was Steel, where they did something weird. I don't remember anymore. But yeah,
In fact, have SNSD played it seriously since the new versions of Barn Blitz with the opening up of last and such?
I'm assuming they have. I think I worked for them when they were doing it before.
Okay, cool.
it could go either way. It just depends on the first round. If it's all good, come out and Fanny's on form. Because for SNC, I always think the players that they have that are ridiculously good, their sniper, their man, their medic, things like that. Their combo classes are. I'm not sure about Zipperside. No one ever is. But generally, they seem to have a bit more coordination in the combo and deathmatching skill. Then it's all good. But it's all good to have a lot better flank.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Even though Drozo is a pretty deathmatch.
I think Driz is really good, and I think he gets a lot more shit than he deserves.
It's true. Maybe if Mookie's playing really well, Mookie probably better than Linus.
Yeah.
And there's Spy as well or Lenny or whoever you play on Spy, fucking Bulow will do better than whoever's playing Spy for them.
Unless it's Talash.
What happened to Harry? By the way, did he quit?
I don't think he quit.
I think he was just away that one game. I think that's all it was.
I haven't seen. He didn't play against the other time I saw them.
Yeah, well, we've been scrimming SNSD. Harry just hasn't been around at all.
Maybe he's just busy.
This season he has played one game versus Scottish.
In fairness, SNSD have literally played 2 games.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's played half the games every play.
Whoa, they have played a lot of scrims though.
Yeah.
They practice, I'd say they practice more than we do.
They practice. They get
over this
1 or 2.
Christmas period, but they do practice.
They generally get 2 to 3 games in every week, and they've been doing that for 10 weeks, really. So
yeah. We haven't practiced against them for a few weeks.
Well, they keep wanting. They want to practice early.
They do 6 PM UK time, and that's exactly when I'm getting home from work. So.
It's that bus, Hildreth. That's what's stopping you.
That damn bus.
Just to explain, there have been many a scrim where everyone's just kind of hanging around waiting for Hildreth's bus to come home.
So they should get replacements for me. Also, sometimes I don't come online till 6:30.
Yeah. I think I could get food as well. Everyone will be waiting for you to set up and you just won't.
It's
anyway.
fun.
Anyway, I think that's everything. That's everything.
Yeah,
we're going to say we're going to have another Classicast
before playoffs.
After all these results are in. Yeah,
before playoffs. Sounds good. It'll be
we should try and cast the final matches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try and cast as much as I can, but all the days that all the other games are happening, I'm probably playing. So
yeah,
it's on you, Rusky. And Bubble.
It depends when we get our matches finished. We're playing on the 5th. When are the things happening?
Yeah, we can probably me and you. We can Classicast the final game.
You could play Monday. Cast
also
Monday.
Depends if Kakashka's playing MBM or not as well. Remember.
Indeed.
We're playing on Monday, and they're playing on Monday, then Thursday, and Sunday. Remembering that Tuesday, Wednesday, New Year's Eve,
it depends when we're scrimming though as well. That's the thing.
How about we just say?
Let's play it by ear. Play it by ear.
Yeah.
See it around. Let's fucking
see
do
if
it.
Blackout go. Also, just to announce, this reminds me, Permzilla says that Blackout Gaming are going to do an awards thing, similar to the 66 one. We have in 66 you have your Scout of the Season, your Roamer of the Season in your pocket, and then there's upcoming talent, things like that. They're going to do the same thing for Highlander for the first time. So it's going to be Scout of the Season, this, that.
God, it's going to take a very long time,
It's going to have a community vote. And basically the award thing is they just announce the winners and talk about it. Players, nominations and stuff. So that's going to happen, and there's probably a good chance that at least half of the people here will be asked to do something about it.
The circle jerk commence.
We'll see what happens.
Rusky could be upcoming talent.
Yeah, totally, man.
I'm calling heavy of the season. Yes. Next season you'll be in Prem.
Whammy. Man, I remember the good old days when the only main heavies in existence were myself and Alex, and everyone else was like, oh, heavy? Anyone can play heavy.
Fragan?
This is probably, maybe. Fragan wasn't pushing the heavy thing, though, you know what I mean?
Pushing the heavy boundaries.
Pushing the heavy agenda.
I don't...
Exactly.
I was saying this, I listened to the 66 Awards show. No, I wasn't really that interested. I was interested to see what the show was like rather than actually.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, it was a bit boring, but
anyway. Mainly because Ips was fucking annoying to listen to.
The only good thing about it was the story from, I think it was from Ips, about how Stefan didn't know who Elemental Violence were until a week ago. He'd never heard of them. It's amazing.
He literally didn't know what anybody lowered.
Elemental Violence are a team that's been around for 3 years or something.
Yeah.
So good.
But all I was saying is, the awards led me to looking at the awards page and looking back over all the previous awards. So, Season 1, Player of the Season, Himsy. There we go. Bite, Demo Man of the Season in Season 2.
Bite was my first TF2 hero.
Bite, Player of the Season, Season 2. There we go. Big man.
It was good in the day when no one knew how to play TF2. So
what I liked best was the fact that Season 2, Season 3, Season 4 all had the award for Heavy of the Season.
Yeah, they used to have a guy who played it permanently. Not AOX.
I think it was Rebelli, wasn't it?
No, it was somebody else.
Some guy called Somi won it
the original
3
Heavy
seasons in a row.
Okay. I thought it was
AOX
Rebelli.
played it for...
Who did he play for?
He played for Yo-Yo... Well, they were called... When they were good, they were Yo-Yo Tech.
Who?
But it was
basically
AOX played it for when they were starting in Div 6.
Yeah, Oceanic 6.
And they got to Div 2 and then AOX stopped playing TF2. Or stopped playing 6s and just focused on playing Highlander. But he was their heavy. But Somi was the original heavy.
We should probably kind of wrap this up anyway, because we just changed it now.
I
just wanted to talk about the awards show.
Okay.
Hopefully some upcoming casts. Maybe they'll actually cast a Prem game instead of a fucking Div 1 game.
Well, all the Prem games kept getting wild carded, so it was difficult for them.
They have no excuse. Put it into perspective. Almost every Div 1 game, I've watched loads of Div 1 games this season from Vanilla and whoever.
Yeah.
Kill Switch versus Highlander, potentially the top two in Europe. That game wasn't casted at all. I sent it into Kip TV so that somebody casted it. Because I just thought it's just such a shame that this game hasn't been covered. And it's potentially the top two. It's like an MTS versus whoever.
It's true. Coverage in general is all over the place in Europe.
It depends on who's available.
Also depends on what the agenda is of each casting organisation. I think it was Vanilla TV. Was it Vanilla TV who casted all of the Div 1 games?
Most of them.
But yeah, they completely stayed away from Prem pretty much and just casted Div 1, which
just throwing it out there. But depending on when it's getting played, I mean, Sal's getting back in the game, so talk to him about it. See if he wants.
Well,
to
I'd have to pay him some money.
We'd have to pay Sal money.
You'd have to give him pay.
Well, you don't actually have to pay him. It's just people can pay him if they so choose.
Should we stop now and wrap it up before Fanny complains about being 7 hours again?
Yeah.
Rusky can do his
sure, do my thing. Alright, you've listened to us chatting about Comp TF2 for quite a while now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, then what the fuck were you listening to all that for? Seriously. You knew you weren't going to enjoy it like halfway through. Why'd you stay?